1899 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines, Malolos Convention. The Filipinos and their national and individual rights. Why is this important? It's because we are human. They embody key values in our society, such as fairness, dignity, equality, and respect. Most importantly, these rights give us power and enable us to speak up and to challenge poor treatment from a public authority. And why is this are important to each of Filipinos and people, or for me and to all of you, to have and to know our rights, even in other country. It because it protects all people regardless of race, nationality, gender, religion, and political leaning, among others, who should be respected without prejudice. Article 6. The following are Filipinos. Number 1. All persons born in the Philippine territory, a vessel of Philippine registry, is considered for this purpose as part of the Philippine territory. Number 2. Children of a Filipino father or mother, although born outside of the Philippines. Number 3. Foreigners who have obtained certification of naturalization. Number 4. Those who, without such certificate, have acquired a domicile in any town within Philippine territory. It is understood that domicile is acquired by uninterrupted residence for 2 years in any locality within Philippine territory, with an open abode and known occupation, and contributing to all taxes imposed by the nation. The condition of being a Filipino is lost in accordance with law. Number 7. No Filipino or foreigner shall be detained or imprisoned except for the commission of a crime and in accordance with law. Article 8. All persons detained shall be discharged or delivered to the judicial authority within 24 hours following the act of detention. All detention shall be without legal effect unless the arrested person is duly prosecuted within 72 hours after delivery to a competent court. The accused shall be duly notified of such proceeding within the same period. Article 9. No Filipino shall be imprisoned except by virtue of an order by a competent court. The order of imprisonment shall be ratified or confirmed within 72 hours following the said order, after the accused has been heard. Article 10. No one shall enter the dwelling house of any Filipino or a foreigner residing in the Philippines without his consent, except in urgent cases of fire, inundation, earthquake, or similar danger, or by the reason of unlawful aggression from within, or in order to assist a person therein who cries for help. Outside of these cases, the entry into the dwelling house of any Filipino or foreign resident in the Philippines, or the search of paper and effect can only be decreed by competent court and executed only in the daytime. The search of papers and effects shall be made always in the presence of the person searched or of a member of his family and in their absence of 2 witnesses residents of the same place. However, when criminal caught in flagrante shall take refuge in his dwelling house, the authorities in pursuit may enter it only for the purpose of making an arrest. If criminal should take refuge in the dwelling house of a foreigner, the consent of latter must first be obtained. Article 11. No Filipino shall be compelled to change his residence or domicile except by virtue of a final judgment. Article 12. In no case may correspondence confided to the post office be detained or opened by government authorities, nor any telegraphic or telephonic message detained, however, may virtue of a competent court, correspondence may be detained and opened in the presence of the sender. Article 13. All orders of imprisonment, of search of a dwelling house, or detention of written correspondence, telegraph, or telephone must be justified when an order lacked this requisite or when the grounds on which the act was founded is proven in court to be unlawful or manifestly insufficient. The person to be detained or whose imprisonment has not been ratified within the period prescribed in Article 9 or whose correspondence has been detained shall have the right to recover damages. Article 14. No Filipino shall be prosecuted or sentenced except by a judge or court of proper jurisdiction and according to the procedure prescribed by law. Article 15. Except in the cases provided by the Constitution, all persons detained or imprisoned not in accordance with legal formality shall be released upon his own petition or upon petition or another person. The law shall determine the manner of proceeding summarily in this instance, as well as the personal and pecuniary penalties which shall be imposed upon the person who ordered, executed, or to be executed the illegal detention or imprisonment. Article 16. No one shall be temporarily or permanently deprived of rights or disturbed in his enjoyment thereof except by virtue of judicial sentence. The official who under any pretext whatsoever should violate this provision shall be personally liable for the damages caused. Article 17. No one shall be deprived of his property by expropriation except on grounds of public necessity and benefits previously declared and justified by proper authorities, and in defying the owner thereof prior to expropriation. Article 18. No one shall be obligated to pay any public tax which had not been approved by the National Assembly or by local popular governments legally so authorized and which is not in the manner prescribed by the law. Article 19. No Filipino who is in full enjoyment of his civil or political right shall be impeded in the free exercises of said rights. Article 20. Neither shall any Filipino be deprived, number 1, of the right to freely express his ideas or opinion, orally or writing, through the use of the press or other similar means. Number 2, of the rights to association for purposes of human life and which are not contrary to public morals. And lastly, of the rights to send petition to the authorities individually or collectively. Article 21. The exercises of the rights provided for in the preceding article shall be subject to general provision regulating the same. Article 22. Crimes committed in the occasion of the exercise of rights provided for in this title shall be punished by the court in accordance with the law. Article 23. Any Filipino may establish and maintain institution of learning in accordance with the law authorizing them. Public education shall be free or obligatory in all schools of the nation. Article 24. Foreigner may freely reside in the Philippine territory subject to legal disposition regulating the matter, may engage in any occupation of profession for the exercise of which no special license is required by law to be used by the national authorities. Article 25. No Filipino who is in full enjoyment of his political and civil rights shall be impeded in his rights to travel freely abroad or in his right to transfer his residence or position to another country, except as to his obligation to contribute to military service or the maintenance of public taxes. Article 26. No foreigner who has not been naturalized by exercise in the Philippines in any office which carries within any authority or jurisdictional power. Article 27. All Filipinos are obligated to defend his country with their arm when called upon by law, and to contribute to the expenses of the state in proportion to his means. Article 28. The enumeration of the rights provided for in this title does not imply the denial of other rights not mentioned. Article 29. The prior authorization to prosecute a public official in the ordinary court is not necessary, whatever may be crime committed. A superior order shall not exempt a public official from liability in the cases which constitute apparent and clear violation of constitutional precepts. In others, the agent of the law shall be exempted if they did not exercise authority. Article 30. The guarantees provided for in Article 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and paragraph 1 and 2 of Article 20 shall not be suspended partially or wholly in any part of the Republic, except temporarily and by authority of law, when the security of the state in extraordinary circumstances so demand. When promulgated in any territory where the suspension applies, there shall be a special law which shall govern during the period of suspension, according to the circumstances prevailing. The law of suspension as well as a special law to govern shall be approved by the National Assembly, and in case the latter in this recess, the government shall have the power to decree the sum jointly with the Permanent Commission without prejudice to convoking the Assembly without the least delay, and report to it what the kind been done. Article 31. In the Republic of the Philippines, no one shall be judged by a special law nor by a special tribunal. No person or corporation may enjoy privilege or emoluments which are not compensation for public service rendered and authorized by law. War and marine laws shall apply only for crimes and delicts which have intimate relation to military or naval discipline. Article 32. No Filipino shall establish laws on primogeniture, nor institution restrictive or property rights, nor accept honors, decoration, or honorific titles or nobility from foreign nation without the consent of the government.